Hey YouTube, it's Archangel. I wanted to bring you guys a quick tank tour. I know it's been a while since my last video. I've been going super crazy between finishing up college and work, but I've actually have a day off today, so I wanted to show you guys the tank. I want to basically give you a quick sweep of all the corals and what they look like, and that way you can see the growth that's from previous videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the camera here a little bit, and we'll start on the left side of the tank as always, and we'll bring the camera a little closer, a lot closer. Alright, so starting down here, you can see hammer coral doing its thing, staying bubbly. Coming to the right, you get my little green mushroom there. Coming up, you can see my pink one, looking all flowery and whatnot, kind of waving in the current. It's pretty much taken up, it's been growing actually a little bit this way, I've noticed, which is cool. I wanted to kind of fill it in more to the right. I got my orange and yellow polyps down over there. I haven't really seen much growth in the polyp area, but they are fully extended and always showing, which is good to see. There are 3 new corals here, and I'll point them out to you guys as soon as I get there. I'm just going to pan over, and of course my snail is in the way. But if you really look really carefully right about there, the SBS is starting to encrust onto the rock, although this one doesn't really have much polyp extension. Hopefully as soon as it starts encrusting, that'll change. And right behind that one is a Monty I bought, and it was actually a lot bigger than that. It's a purple Monty, and I broke it into 4 pieces, so I'm going to show you the different spots in the tank when I get there where I placed them. That one's back there for now. I'll kind of move the camera a little more, and I'll bring it up. This is probably one of my favorites here in the tank, in the reef tank. There we go, zoomed in. I actually just started using a new product from Red Sea. It's called Reef Energy A and B. So stay tuned for a product review from them, and I've actually noticed that I've gotten a lot more polyp extension, especially out of this one, and the color has gotten more of a yellow-green, which is cool. But I do think I might have overdosed a little bit because I'm starting to see some brown algae here and there, so I'm going to dial it down and see how that works. I'm going to come more to the right, kind of zoom in on this one. This one has some pretty good polyp extension. I'm noticing that the tips, where it looks white on camera, but the tips are turning like a pinkish color, which is pretty cool. And let's see if I can bring the camera up a little more and then pan down so that way you can see the one in the back. Alright, that's a light brownish color, or light pink, with green polyps, and if you look carefully behind it, you can see that it's actually encrusting on the rock very nicely. You can see the polyps there as well. So that's a cool, another one of my favorite. I love the green tips. Come over to the right. Right there, you can see there's a very small one. I bought a small SPS from my local fish store. If we zoom, it focuses. Zoom out maybe a little bit. There we go. You can see that starting. I actually put it in a hole in the rock, and it's actually starting to encrust around it, which is nice, and it has this really tiny polyp extensions, so it looks like that one's going to do well in the tank. We'll come to the front. Of course, my hermit crab is right in between, but this one is like a white with blue tips coral acro here. You can see that it has nice polyp extension. I'm going to see if I can shoot it from the side. That way, maybe you could get a better view of what the color looks like. Right below that one is a piece of Monty that I broke off the original piece that we saw on the left side, and I'll show you the other two pieces. Put them on the right side of the tank. Now this is a weird one because I bought it and it was green, and it's not green anymore. But let me see if I can zoom in on the tips. The tips are actually, they look white on camera again, but the tips are actually turning pink. So that's a surprise. It was going from green to pink, so I guess under the LED lighting the colors are changing, which is interesting. And by far the biggest SPS and the one that has the most polyp extension is this one right here, front and center on the tank. You can see that some of the tips are actually turning white, so we got some good growth over there along with all that polyp extension. That's what we like to see. See if I can bring the camera a little down. Again, this is like the one that was above it before, and we can see that it's encrusting onto the rock. Now this one right here, this SPS is actually doing a lot better than it originally started out. It started encrusted on the rock. If I could pan down a little bit, you can see that it's encrusting onto the rock. The polyps are extended. It's not as much as the one to next of it, but it's still, the polyps are starting to come back. And you can see at the top where the new growth is, that's actually turning blue, which is really nice. So hopefully the rest of it turns blue as it continues to grow. Slide the camera over here. This bird's nest, I don't know, it's not doing so hot, but the polyps are still there. I've been moving it around, trying to find it a happy spot in the tank. I just moved it to that spot today. That one, if you remember, used to be right in the middle of the tank. I moved it to the other side. So hopefully it's a little higher up in the light, different water flow, so hopefully it does a little better. Right below that, another piece of Monty, right on the, basically what I like to call my cliff here on the right side. So hopefully it starts encrusting and plating off to the right, and it'll give it a nice effect once it grows in. Same for the piece below it. You can see that these two kind of are right on overhang, so hopefully they grow a little more to the right. Below that are the two new ones that I got. They're pretty much the same color, like a dark reddish color with green centers. The one on the right actually fell over before, so I put it back on to the rock, and it's starting to open up again. But once it opens up, it's really nice. I don't know what the name is of this one right here, so if anyone wants to tell me it, please leave it in the comment section below. But otherwise, we'll continue on to my 8 can here. Something, push some sand onto it. Otherwise, it's doing good. I've actually fed it some pellet food, and it rarely eats it, swallows it real quick. And then my shrimp tries to come take it away, but I guess the tentacles on it stung it, and it doesn't bother it anymore, which is pretty good. That's what I like to see. My Favia, still doing good, bright yellow center. Slow grower, so eventually this one will probably get nice and big, but right now it's just chilling in the sand. So that's it for the tank update, quick tank tour. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments section below. And like I said, I'm going to try to get a product review of the what's it called, Reef Energy A and B, as I continue to use it. So far I've been using Red Sea's Reef Foundation A and B, so that's their calcium and alkalinity. And I've also started dosing Coral Colors D from Red Sea, and Coral Colors, is it C, I think? Yeah. So I'll line up what I've been using here on my desk, so you can see the supplements that I've been dosing for the tank. Alright, so I've been using these guys here. You got the Coral Colors C, Coral Colors D, Reef Foundation A and B. This one I probably use the most because whenever I test my water, I always see that my DKH is always low. I'll raise it up to 8, and then the next day, a couple days later, 3 days later, it's back down to 7. So I keep using this one the most, and then the Reef Foundation A. And anytime I dose A, I dose the D. So I need, for every 10 milliliters of Reef Foundation A, I dose 1 milliliter of Coral Colors D. And this one is supposed to bring out the blue colors, and I could see it in that one SPS that's growing on the new parts, and I think it's working. And Coral Colors C is supposed to bring out the yellows and greens, and you could see that from that one right in the corner. I mean, it doesn't get much more green than that. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Like I said, please leave your comments in the comment section below. If you want to see a particular video, I'm always open to suggestions, so you can either private message me or also leave it in the comments below. I read everybody's comments, and I'd like to thank all of you that have subscribed, and all my past subscribers and all my new ones. So plenty more videos to come, and I'll catch you guys later.